one stop, family shop. Think Thayer, come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly here on BGSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pivnick, joined by the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Chris Bergeron. Coach, this past weekend against Lake Superior State came away with 2 ties. I know it's not the most exciting result, but obviously a little frustrating for you. Just take me through the weekend. What you got out of those 2 ties?
Well, the general thought from the coaching staff was we really played well Friday and didn't play as well Saturday. And I think what we're focusing on is we defended both nights. Chris Nell played well both nights, but the offense that we created Friday just wasn't. It was better. Than what we created Saturday, and we didn't give ourselves enough quality opportunities Saturday to score more. Friday, we just felt like it was one of those nights where the puck wasn't going in. Full credit to Lake Superior's goaltender. He had a great weekend. I thought their team played really well for a team coming off a difficult weekend at home the weekend before. It seemed like a kind of a typical WCHA weekend where both teams are playing really hard and you're trying to execute, and whether it's around your net, around the other team's net, or both, and that's what it came down to. So we're not totally disappointed with the weekend. Obviously the results were not what we wanted, but we want to keep our thoughts on the process right now. I mean, those were games 3 and 4 in league, and the process is important. And our process was really good Friday, and I think it was fine Saturday. So there's room for improvement, but not a total disaster, not a total loss on the weekend.
You mentioned how these WCHA games, and you went through it last year, how important every single game is. Yeah. And does it kind of have that playoff-like atmosphere every WCHA game that you play, especially this past weekend?
I find that. The games in Alaska are a little bit different because you're just so off in terms of the time. But every game, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I think about the games at Tech, I think about the games at Bemidji, Ferris State, here, whatever it may be. They just seem like it's so tight checking, and every play and every bounce, and and special teams opportunities. I mean, that's what it is. Northern Michigan. I mean, that's the stuff that comes to mind for me. This league, night in and night out, is very competitive. The teams are very much alike, and the way each team plays is something that they take pride in, that they want to be hard to play against. So I find it very tight checking. I mean, the players would be able to comment more, but watching the way they look after a WCHA series, it looks like they've been to a pretty good battle. And this weekend was no different.
Chris Nell this weekend got back-to-back starts Friday night and Saturday night. What did you like from him? Not only keeping the team in the game, but just the little things.
Well, you look back at the Sunday start in Anchorage, and he shuts them out 2-0 on the road, and so he earns the start Friday and plays really well. I mean, again, I think we got the better of the play on Friday, and he did what was needed. And then Saturday, he made some huge saves and kept us in that game. In my mind, there's no doubt about that. So he looks like, again, that he's confident and on top of his game, but we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I mean, he's played 3 games in a row. By no means is Tommy Burke out of the conversation, and even Thomas Scholl for that matter. But Chris has played what we were hoping he would play. If you were to ask us in September, he's played to that level to this point, and he looks more confident in doing that than he did last year at this time. So hopefully he can stay at that level, and we can continue to ride him for a little bit and we'll see how it goes.
That was going to be the next question I asked. The confidence level that you saw from Chris this year compared to last year, it seems just the way he's on the ice, the confidence that he has, the prowess that he has.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I mean, there was his numbers at Christmas time last year were really strong, and got a bunch of attention. Everyone was talking about Chris Nell, but there was games where I didn't think he looked confident. He made saves and maybe let in a bad goal here or there, but was getting results, and the team in front of him was playing well and scoring and all that stuff. Where this year he just looks on top of it. I think the team has played good at times and not as good at times in front of him, but I feel like he looks confident, looks on top of it. The little things to me, I mean, playing the puck for him is still not the number one strength of his game, but it's getting better. He's a guy that makes stops, and he looks engaged in it mentally, physically, and that's a good thing for us.
Special teams this weekend, able to score a power play goal, also gave up a power play goal. Just assess the special teams aspect.
Probably the tale of two different nights. I mean, we were whatever 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 on the kill on Friday, and then 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 on the power play, and then Saturday, you know, we get that power play goal, and it was really disappointing to give up that the penalty killing goal that we gave up. I just didn't think we were on the same page there, and a good team like Lake Superior will expose you for it. So our special teams are not where we want them to be. Power play not even close. PK close, but not where we want it to be. They're both a work in progress. They're both something that we need to be better at, and we expect it to be. And we know it's going to be the difference between winning and losing games. It just is. You know, in particular on the road, but you look at both games at home this past weekend, they could have been the difference.
Traveling to Houghton this weekend, take on Michigan Tech. Didn't see too much of them last year, only the 2-game series and then in the Final 5. The year before, seeing them a ton.
Yeah.
How are you preparing this weekend for Michigan Tech after they lost some seniors?
Yeah.
Going into this year?
No real different in terms of our preparation, Evan. I mean, we'll get to Thursday and Friday of this week and really start to specifically talk to our players about their team. Michigan Tech is a really good team. I think they're a team from our perspective that we're developing a good rivalry with. I mean, they're a top group. They're a team like a program that we want to be like. Again, that's why I say it's from our side. The rivalry has developed as we've gone into this new league, and that first year really stoked the fire. That was 6 games. We know that I think they're trying to find their 15-16 identity as well. Just looking at the results, a little bit up and down, but we know that they're really good at home, and they've got a bunch of good players. And as soon as we get there and that puck drops on Friday, that rivalry is going to be renewed just like that. And these two teams are going to battle hard, and it'll be a matter of who executes the best. And that's pretty similar to most weekends like we've talked about. But I do believe that this is a really strong group, probably one of the better groups we've faced on paper anyway. And we're going to have to be ready.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Big battle coming up this weekend up in Houghton, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.